Pro Football Focus did an article about the 6 first-round quarterbacks from last year, and they gave an updated ceiling and floor for each of those players, and some interesting ones on there. I thought I would react to it here on today's episode of 4 Verts. I am Harrison Graham. We talk NFL every single day here on this channel. A quick reminder of those quarterbacks: Caleb Williams, Jaden Daniels, Drake Maye, who were the top 3 picks last year. Michael Penix, J.J. McCarthy, and Bo Nix, the other first-round picks. Obviously, Caleb and Jaden started all year, so did Bo Nix. Drake Maye, Michael Penix played some. McCarthy has yet to play, so keep that in mind as we react to these PFF comps. And don't forget to let us know which quarterback you think will have the best career. Okay, let's start with Caleb, the number 1 pick. I'm trying not to laugh. They think their ceiling is current Jordan Love, it's best he could possibly get, which is a good, not a great player, and then floor, bust, which, by the way, the only quarterback floor out of all these 6 that could bust apparently is Caleb Williams, which is also interesting, even though they're all only 1 year in, and one of them hasn't even played yet. That's neither here nor there, though. I can't even describe how bad that is. I don't even think him and Jordan Love are that similar. Now, there's some overlap. They both have big arms. They both can move. But I would say Jordan is more of a pocket quarterback that moves if he needs to. Caleb's more of an improviser, a creator that can play from the pocket, but is probably more effective currently outside of the pocket, kind of like a Kyler Murray, but bigger. That's more of his play style at this point in his career, which is obviously only 1 year in. Look, I like Jordan Love. I'm not trying to make this like I don't, but first of all, he's only played 2 years. These are his only 2 years as a starter out of 5 seasons in the NFL. And let's face it, a lot of the talk coming out of last season was, that was kind of underwhelming, coming off of a good finish to 2023 and getting a $55 million a year contract. Again, good if Caleb has a current Jordan Love type of career, certainly wouldn't be a bad result. But to say that that's the best he could possibly be, his numbers last year were pretty similar to Jordan's and better in some areas. Now, I think if you added it all up, Love was probably slightly better overall a year ago. But just look at the raw numbers. Slightly less completion percentage, about half a point, more yards, 1 less touchdown, 5 less picks, despite playing in 2 more games. Little less QB rating, more damage done on the ground as well. So I just looked at this. I'm like, wait a second. The guy who was the number 1 pick for 2 years, dealt with horrible coaching in his rookie year in Chicago, still played solid-ish, was up and down as a rookie. 1 year in, current Jordan Love is the best case scenario for Caleb Williams. That's crazy to me. That is crazy to me. Now, it doesn't mean he'll even be better than current Jordan Love, but to say that is the best case scenario, I got to push back on that pretty damn hard, and that's going to be a theme of this video because I do not agree with a lot of these. Jaden Daniels, ceiling Lamar Jackson, floor Kyler Murray. I guess I don't have a problem with the ceiling. There's a world where Jaden wins MVP. They use him as a runner, throws the ball downfield. He's actually probably a little more effective early in his career than Lamar as a passer, although Lamar last year was even better than Jaden as a passer, threw for more yards, very accurate, had an awesome year, which is why he almost won the MVP again. I'll tell you what, though, 1 season in, your floor is Kyler Murray. Pretty high floor. If that's actually the case, good for Jaden Daniels. It's hard to me to reconcile with an idea that any quarterback 1 year into their career, their floor is a well above average starter. Like we kind of did this with CJ Stroud after his rookie year. It's like he's already a top 5 guy. And then last year it's like, oh, he actually is kind of played like the 15th best quarterback. I still really like CJ Stroud. I think he's going to be really good moving forward and a top 10 QB in this league for a long time. The point is you'll get humbled playing quarterback in the NFL. So to just sit there and say that Jaden Daniels is already so established that the worst he could be is Kyler Murray, that's pretty high. That's a pretty high standard, I would say. And listen, I mean, if he builds off of this, isn't even better than these statistics, obviously that'll prove out to be the case. But let's see the kid play for more than 1 year. I think if you're going to play a ceiling floor game, you can raise the ceiling higher than some of these certain guys are getting, like current Jordan Love with Caleb, and you can lower it lower than Kyler Murray as a floor. Like, there's a world where I'm sure Washington fans after RG3's rookie year, obviously the injury played in, were thinking he was going to be a superstar. Didn't end up being the case, so we'll see. Okay, Drake Maye. This is more disrespectful on the opposite end. It's like his ceiling is Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence in 4 years as a starter has had one good season, one horrible season, and two average-ish seasons. That's his career in 4 years. And I get it. He's dealt with a lot of bad coaching, and that's all valid. But QB rating of 85 and 60 starts, and that's the best Drake Maye can be? I mean, not even that close to a 2-to-1 TD interception ratio. It's like a 1.3-to-1 ratio, under 64%. Like that's as good as it could get for Drake Maye. I think his ceiling is much higher than current T-Law. And by the way, current T-Law, his ceiling, Trevor Lawrence's own ceiling is higher than what he currently is. He can still improve. So some of these, I think part of the problem with some of these ceiling and floors that PFF did was that, first of all, you're not thinking of guys far enough back, like guys who played extended careers. T-Law's 4 years in, and we're saying a guy who's played 1 year, his ceiling is Trevor Lawrence, who hasn't been that good. It's like, well, I mean, if that's true, then I'm not loving the trajectory Drake Maye is on. If that's the best he could possibly be, I don't see how you could say that's the case when he's played in like 10 games. Subscribe to the channel. I'm going to give you my takes, my opinions, react to big NFL storylines out there here on a consistent basis just about every single day. So hit that subscribe button. Would love to get to 11,000 subscribers as soon as possible. Okay, Michael Penix Jr., ceiling, Justin Herbert, floor, Jameis Winston. I do see a little Herbie in his game, a guy who could just rip the fastball and is willing to try to fit into some small windows. I think ceiling for Herbert, though, I think that fits Drake Maye a little bit more, but I see a little bit of that. I think out of all the six, I see this one the most because I could see a world where Penix has a Jameis-like career, where he wows you at times, he frustrates you at times, and ultimately he's not consistent enough. Now, that's still a pretty decent floor. I mean, Jameis Winston was the number one overall pick. Jameis Winston, when it's all said and done, is probably going to play for like 12, 15 years in the NFL and has spent a decent amount of that time as a starter and other times as a high-level backup. I could see him being like a better version of that. Like, is less turnover-prone Jameis Winston like the middle level Penix could be, which is like, I don't know, is that like the 18th best, 16th best starter in the NFL? Could that be the case? Is stronger arm Tua, not to go too lefty, like is that a ceiling where he could throw with anticipation, but he has a much better arm and bigger statue, can translate into colder weather? Maybe that's a better ceiling comp for Michael Penix Jr., but, I see it a little bit with this one. Still not a perfect one, but this one's better than the others. J.J. McCarthy. Ceiling, Joe Burrow. Floor, Sam Darnold. Now, I kind of read into the article a little bit more. It was kind of vague on if they meant what Sam Darnold was last year throughout the course of his career. If you're talking about just last year, that's just unfair. I mean, if he's that for his career, 35 touchdowns, 12 picks, if you just multiply that, numbers within those range for a 12-year career, that's probably a Hall of Famer. I mean, 3-to-1 TD ratio times 10, you threw for 350 touchdowns and 110 picks, probably getting you into the Hall of Fame if you won anything worth a damn in the playoffs, which obviously Darnold didn't do, but you get my point. And then ceiling Joe Burrow, I don't think that's really who JJ is. He has a bigger arm than Burrow, but he's not as willing of a stay in the pocket. Like Burrow's game is he will stick in the pocket until the last second and deliver the football, willing to throw over the middle, throws with good touch and accuracy. JJ, he likes to move around. He wasn't asked to do a ton in college, so it's a little unclear exactly what the archetype he'll be in the NFL. I don't think he's that similar to Burrow or Darnold, to be honest. And also, I just have to bring this back up. How does Caleb get the floor note of bust, but JJ, who's never played, can't get that floor? Like, first of all, I think all six of these guys' floors, except for maybe Jaden, bust could still be on the table, right? Like, in the end, RG3 was a bust. Now, that's probably more injury-driven, but it happened. Bo Nix could still bust, in theory. Now, him and Jaden and even Caleb, to me, played well enough as rookies where I don't think they'd be flat-out bust. They may not live up to where they were drafted, especially Caleb number one overall. There's a world where that exists, but how is he the only one out of the six who gets the bust label when one of the six guys hasn't even played yet? Like, what if JJ just stinks? I don't think that's the case, but what if he does? That's just something I wanted to reemphasize there. Okay, last one here. Bo Nix, ceiling, Drew Brees, floor, Mac Jones. I mean, how lazy can we get? Ceiling, Drew Brees. Oh, he plays for Sean Payton. He's going to be Drew Brees. That's best case scenario, Drew Brees. It's like, he's bigger than Drew. He's more athletic than Drew. Bigger arm than Drew. Sure, Bo showed some upside, especially down the stretch last year in the quick game, which Drew Brees excelled in. But, I don't think they're that similar. You're going to see some similar concepts because it's the same coach, but don't think there's that much overlap. And he is nothing like Mac Jones. Nothing. Mac Jones has a weak arm. Bo Nix has a good arm. Mac Jones is a bad athlete. Bo Nix is a good athlete. If you want to say the floor is Mac Jones where it's like average backup, okay, sure, but the prototype, the play style, there's no similarities. No similarities whatsoever. So you had this all up. This is a pretty poor effort from PFF, if I got to be completely honest. How would you rate these PFF comps? Scale of 1 to 10. 10 being they knocked it out of the park. 1 being it was horrific. I don't know, 2.5, 3. Again, the Penix ones were sort of, I could see in the ballpark, but this strikes me as a young guy who, didn't do a ton of research, didn't look back. I mean, the oldest quarterback he mentioned was Drew Brees, and he was playing 4 years ago. So we got to be better. We got to be better. Doesn't mean every take I have is good, no question about it. But I thought a lot of these comps weren't even to quarterbacks that are that similar to the player they're comparing them to, much less the caliber and the level they'll get to in terms of success or failure. All right. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. Hope you're having a fantastic weekend. We will be back soon with another episode of For Verts. My name is Harrison Graham. We'll see you guys then.